Hi folks. So since we have a snow day today, I wanted to just go over with you really quickly some things that are coming up because the snow day kind of throws a wrench into us prepping for our poster presentation and the final proposal. So I just want to make sure that everyone stays up to speed with all of that. So if you click on week 13 snow day in the weekly folders, there's two important things in here. There's a list of the upcoming deadlines, right? Everything else that's due for the rest of the semester. And this folder, which we'll get to in a minute, about the poster pitch that you'll have to have prepared for class next week. So this is something we're supposed to work on together in class today, but you'll be working on it independently. And then you will be giving that presentation in class along with your poster, which I'll just put up on the overhead projector. You don't have to worry about having the poster with you. In class next week. So, upcoming deadlines. On December 2nd, today, your experiment is due. And you should be spending this time also working on your poster pitch for this week. On December 9th, next Monday, there's an extra credit opportunity, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then there's also going to be an in-class poster pitch, right? So you're each going to give a little presentation. It is graded. It's about 10 points. So you want to make sure that you are ready to go, that you practice it a couple times before class. So in class next week, we'll be doing your poster pitch practice and answering any questions you might have about the final paper. And then if we have the time, we'll do statistics. Otherwise, we might need to meet on the 16th as well. This snow day really I was not expecting this. So we might need to meet together on the 16th. Hopefully we get through everything in class next week, but that depends on kind of how prepared everyone is for their posters. On the 12th, that Thursday, we have the end of semester showcase. If you are not able to attend the end of the semester showcase that Thursday evening, you need to get in touch with me. That's worth 15 points of your grade. Not out of 100, it's out of 100 something, but it is significant, and so you need to get in touch with me to make alternate plans. Cannot attend that showcase. Your IRB is due, I believe that's a Saturday, that IRB form that we went over in class is due. Your statistics assignment will be due on the 17th, and then your final paper, and the statistics assignment is really just going to be like, beyond what we did last week, it's just going to be one more thing added to it. It's not going to be a lot. And then your final paper is due on the 18th. If you haven't already done EPIC, that's due. Anything else that you still need to get in. And the extra credit, the second extra credit that I've added will also be due on the 18th, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. So for this week, what you need to prep is your 1-minute poster pitch, okay? And there's two different things here to help you with this. So there's this YouTube video, which we would have watched together in class today, about giving an effective poster presentation. This guy's kind of dorky, but you should get through the whole 12 minutes of it. It's not that long. It really gives you some good and bad examples of what to do and what not to do for your own poster presentation. And then this document here is a little thing to help you plan your 1-minute pitch. So this really just needs to be a 1-minute presentation. What you need to do, and this is what you're going to be saying to people as they walk around at the end of semester showcase and take a look at your poster, and if they're interested in it, you'll give them this 1-minute pitch, and then beyond that, you can have a conversation about other aspects of the poster as well. But this is kind of your little 1-minute hook to get them in. So you start off with a hook, okay? A sentence or two that you use to get people's attention and draw their interest. It could be a question or a statement that introduces the topic and its importance. So these are some examples. Maybe if you have some statistic, or you could say, have you ever wondered how teachers are prepared to educate special needs students? Or have you ever thought about practices of mindfulness at the end of people's lives, right? So you can start with a question, or you can start with a statistic. The statistic is usually a little bit more powerful, but if you don't have one, that's okay. Then you give your introduction. So you introduce your name, right? My name is, I'm a junior or senior, right? And then you don't need to get into this, right? We're not really conducting research, so you don't need to talk about who was your mentor or what lab you worked in. But then you would just say, I've spent the past semester researching whatever, right? So your little hook, then my name is, XYZ. I spent the past semester researching what is this, and then you give a little bit of your discussion of your poster, right? So you will talk a little bit about the literature that you found and how you plan to study it, right? So, we found that 3 different points or 2 different points from the literature, right? The things that are already on your poster, so you're just kind of highlighting them for people. And we wanted to look into this more deeply, and so we came up with interview questions. You can say what a couple of those are. And we propose to do an ethnography or whatever experiment, whatever you're thinking of doing. And then you might just add in one more sentence at the end about your policy or your conclusion, right? So you have your hook, your introduction, and then this kind of, we'll go a little bit more deeper in ours. It'll have a little bit of the literature, a little bit of the methods, but really you're just talking for 1 minute. So if you want, because I understand, if we did this in class, you would have been able to get my feedback. So if you want, and I would always write up the poster pitch so that you can practice it. After you write it up, if you want to email it to me for my feedback, that's totally fine. So just send me an email through Blackboard with your 1 minute poster pitch, and I'll let you know. I'll give you some feedback on it. And then next week in class, we will go over those pitches, but you're going to be graded for what you do in class next week. So make sure that you've rehearsed it and that, it's polished to some degree. Okay, the other things I added in for this week are extra credit. So I know you guys were asking about extra credit last week, so I decided to give you 2 different options. Now for this class, you can earn a total of 6 points of extra credit. Almost everyone already has 1 or 2, maybe even 3 points, depending on if you've come to extracurricular events or, if you got little bits of extra credit during class by speaking during the content analysis or reading your ethnography aloud, etc. So you're only allowed to have up to 6 points of extra credit for this class, right? Because that adds on to your final grade. So before you decide to do an extra credit, see how much extra credit you already have. Because if you already have 3 points of extra credit, you shouldn't be doing both of these. You should just do one of them, right? Because you can only get up to 6. So one of them, which is due on the 18th, is the course reflection. So that's worth up to 3 points. It's a 1-page reflection about this course, incorporating some of the following questions. And note that you will not lose points for saying negative or constructive things about the course. I'm not grading you on how much you like me as an instructor or how much you liked this course, right? I'm grading you on giving some kind of feedback, and constructive criticism is totally part of that. So I want to know some of these questions. You don't have to answer all of them. You can say things that are not related to these questions as well. But I want to know, how did you feel about this course at the beginning of the semester? What are some of the most important things you learned? Is there anything you learned that you weren't expecting to learn? What can make this class better? Don't say less assignments, because that's not going to happen. And overall, how do you feel about the course now? Is it different than how you felt in September? Okay, so that's due the last day of classes, up to 3 points, 1 page. The other, and that can be double spaced. And the other option for extra credit is that I'm going to run a focus group next week, right before class, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And I think it's going to be room 2255, but I'll send out an email for the people who sign up so that they'll know where it is. You get 3 points for attending and participating. Now, if you would like to participate this, but you're still commuting to campus at this time, just get in touch with me, okay, before the focus group. And you can sign up. There's a little link to sign up, so please make sure you do that ahead of the focus group so that I know how many people will be coming. Okay, so for this week, you want to be checking out, right, what are those deadlines, and making sure that you are all caught up with everything, right? So you want to make sure you get your experiment in today if you haven't already. You want to be working on your poster pitch this week. You want to be working on your IRB, okay? And EPIC, if you haven't done it already, you should be working on that. Okay, so that's what this week should be focused on. Again, if you have any questions about that poster pitch, you can go ahead and send me your little 1-minute transcript of what you're going to write up. I'm going to add one more thing here underneath this that's just going to say exactly what I want from you for your poster pitch, because it does differ a little bit from the guidelines that are made here by I forget what school this is from, but it's not from Mercy. It's just an example of a poster setup. So I'll add specifically what I'm looking for our class. but make sure you watch this video. It'll be very helpful for you in giving some little tips on what to do and what not to do. So again, please get in touch if you have any questions. Don't feel overwhelmed by this. Think about how big this to-do list was at the beginning of the semester. You are so close. So enjoy the random snow day and take care.